The Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game has over 10,000 unique cards for players to collect, trade, and construct their own personal decks. But what would happen if players only had access to the bare minimum? In this series, both TheRJB0 and myself will each open a very select amount of sealed product. Once we open that product, we must build a deck using only those specific cards pulled, that's it. And at the end of each episode, we discard the entirety of our pulls to the graveyard and start from scratch with a new product. Every card counts. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed Showdown. If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code CIMOOOOO5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content. Last week rocked. This week, I'm a bit skeptical. Shadow Specters, core sets, something that hasn't traditionally gone very well in this series. What I'm most concerned with is one of the main archetypes in this set are the ghost tricks, which typically don't exactly, exhibit the fastest style of gameplay. Maybe we can mill RJ out again like we did a few episodes ago multiple times. So I guess there is that bright side. Let's see what happens. 24 packs of Shadow Specters coming up. First pack, there is a lot to talk about here. White Dragon Wyver Burster is nice because we actually have the ability to special summon in this set. That's kind of cool, assuming we play lights and darks, obviously. There's more Bujin stuff in here. They have some decent stats. Boar's 1900, which is something to consider. Intrigue Shield is a particularly interesting card. Target a face monster you control, equip it with this card. Once per turn, while the equipped monster is in attack position, it cannot be destroyed by battle, and you take no damage from attacks involving it. So that might make things a bit difficult if we don't have a ton of removal.
Oh no. Oh, this set is going to be interesting. Well, folks, it's Shadow Specters time, and if you heard the word Spectre and started having flashbacks to anything MPT related, you were absolutely correct. We're about to get some ghost tricks on. Starting off with Vivid Knight, this is kind of a funny one if I remember correctly. It can kind of resurrect itself. Oh, hey, the baby Chaos Dragons are in here. Those cards are kind of sick. Yeah, so Vivid Knight can protect another Vivid Knight for a turn, which I think is interesting. Also, the baby raccoons are in here. Sendayu is a rare if I remember correctly. There's our first ghost trick as well. This is actually a pretty solid first pack. Next pack, Rosetsu is a sick card. It's a spirit with 1900 attack that I believe sends monsters back to the hand. Reveal a spirit monster in your hand, then target a face-up attack position monster your opponent controls, return it to the hand. So if Alex hits anything that's extra deck focused or anything like that, like for instance a Ronin Raccoon Sendayu, this is a good out for it. Ghost Trick Mansion is the main field spell of the set for sure. And then the Secret Sect Druid Oh, Ghost Trick Spectre is sick. I have no idea what I'm doing with this set. I'm just naming cards. Cool. This card is a battle trick. Intrigue Shield is something we want to get 3 of. This card is sent from the field to the graveyard. You can grab a continuous spell from your graveyard. Gonna be on the lookout for continuous spells. And then Vampire Kingdom's kind of cool. Especially if we get some zombies to work with.
The baby raccoons are in here, but unfortunately, I don't think we have a payoff for them. We'll have to look out and see. Archfiend Giant is just basically a tribute guy, so that's okay. Bujinki Centipede also has some upside if we go with a heavy Bujin strat, so it's spell and trap removal, so we do have to consider that. There is the man himself, Ghost Trick Jiangshi. This, if we get a high enough density of ghost tricks, is going to make for probably a miserable episode, but unfortunately, that's the way that things go. Ghost Trick Scare is another important piece as well. I'm curious how many pieces of this archetype are at common that it's going to be viable that we play this. He also has 1800 defense, which is kind of big, unfortunately.
Next pack, Tonkin Bob Token. We really rocked that bit, didn't we? Vampire Grace is a sick pull. This is our main tribute summonable in the set, and a bunch of Bujingi stuff. This stuff is going to be interesting if we get a large number of them, especially if we get a Mikazuchi. Dragon Shield is also a funny one. It equips to a dragon type monster, of which there are some in this set. Next pack, number C96 Dark Storm. I guess because we get the original Dark Mist as a vanilla material for it, we theoretically can summon this monster, and it's pretty solid. We would need a rank up magic. Ghost Trick Stein is pretty cool, though. We definitely want more of those, and a baby raccoon Tauntaun. We're looking for those as well.
Okay, so Sundayu is actually in this set, and so that's a decent payoff for the raccoons just because it's a dude that summons tokens that are just like equal to the biggest thing on the field, and that's actually kind of relevant, so maybe we do play the raccoons. I think I pulled a couple copies of Burst Rebirth actually in the previous opening as well, when we're only 6 packs in. I think the last 2 packs actually. Vampire Sorcerer for our ultra rare, though. We do have some decent vampire support in here as well, so I guess we'll have to consider it. Vampire Kingdom coming in at common makes all zombies gain 500 attack, which is a pretty big payoff, especially like in a set like this. So if we have a decent enough pool for this, I think we actually have to play vampires.
Swords at Dawn is our rare. There's a black dragon and a white dragon. We love to see those. Ghost Trick Scare. Oh god, I remember what was the thing at the sneak peek now. Pum Princess is an obscene card, and I don't think there's an out to it in the set. If it's destroyed, it goes to your back row and gains a counter every turn, and for each counter on it, your opponent's monsters lose 100 attack permanently. This card is just the worst. Secret Sect Druid Drew is not just an 1800, but it's one that resurrects the other Secret Sect Druid. If we get a rank 4, that's going to be a very good card. I don't even know if there are any rank 4s in here. All right, next pack. Oh, we got him! Felgrand, the Dragon Knight. Oh, yes, we love to see it. The rank 8s are always on my side. This guy is very easy to summon, too, with Mythic Water and Tree Dragon in the set. That's also a Yuki Onna. We want to see many of those. And Malice Vorus Spoon. I haven't even thought about Malice Vorus. Survival of the Fittest is an extremely good card. Just one of the most ridiculous cards in sealed for dinosaurs ever. I don't think we have dinosaurs to work with, though. Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand, though. We love to see it.
Unfortunately, Ghost Trick Mansion is also a field spell that we have to worry about for the Ghost Trick specifically. I haven't pulled a high, quantity of them yet. We're about a third of the way through, so that can obviously change, but I have to be very mindful of that because that could be a problem. I think that's our 3rd copy of Burst Rebirth. That's kind of crazy. Also, Celestial Wolf Lord Blue Sirius is actually, not a terrible card for, sealed. This isn't, a terrible card in general. It's just kind of, eclipsed by a lot of things that are just good. Spectre, and there's Witch. We're starting to get some more Ghost Trick stuff, but, interesting stuff we've got to work with.
There's a Giganticastle and a Labradorite dragon to summon it. I suppose we take those. I suppose. There's another Ghost Tricks here. Oh god. There's another Malice Vorus and another Ghost Trick Stein. We love to see it. Also, that's my 2nd Mythic Water Dragon. We would love to see the Tree Dragon now. Next pack, a Noble Knight Boars. Very funny card. Probably not very good here because it's only got 1700. Ghost Trick Stein, the 3rd copy, is great, as is another Tauntaun and another Spoon. We're about a third of the way through. One thing that I definitely want to see more of is Pump Princess. It's a common, and it is the best card in the set, bar none. Melee of the Trees at Secret Rare. Skelosaurus is a very cool Gemini monster if we can protect it for a turn, but I'm not sure that's a particularly feasible thing. It's especially good with Survival of the Fittest. Melee of the Trees. I don't think we have a way of summoning this card. Pack number 10, we've got another Skelosaurus. Great things to see, and another Ghost Trick Spectre.
Yo, Ghost Trick Alucard is a sick ultra. I think that's our 3rd or 4th ultra that we've gotten now. We're also getting more of the common stuff like Stein and the like as well. So fortunately, I think we have to go in this direction. But Alucard is sick. I'll take it. Kidmodo Dragon's actually kind of a neat little card. If it's enter the grave, you special summon a dragon from your hand. So if we just have a giant dragon that we can summon off of this, there are some restrictions, but honestly, who cares? That could be enough to win us the game.
Pack number 11. There's another Mythic Water Dragon. Would love to see the Tree Dragon and a Battling Boxing Spirits at Super Rare. Swarm of Crows is also an interesting one. It's got 1800 defense, which is kind of big in this set. It can't be special summoned from the deck, and once per turn you can change it to face down defense position. When it's flipped summoned, your opponent discards a card randomly. It's a hand rip card. I just love the flavor of this card. The art is gorgeous, and the crows are in the shape of another crow. It's fantastic. All right, next pack we have Bajinki Crow. We're all about the crows here. We're about halfway through, and unfortunately, I have yet to see a second Pum Princess or a Mythic Tree Dragon. Huh. Next pack, another Bujingi Crow and another Mythic Water Dragon. Where are these all coming from? Numbers Overlay Boost and Rizabel the Star Psyker. Pack number 14. We've got Genomics Fighter. This card is actually very funny. I believe it can change its level. You can normal summon this card without tributing, but its original attack is halved and its level becomes 3. Okay, once per turn you can declare a monster type. If this card is used as synchro material this turn, treat it as that monster. It's also a tuner, which means it could potentially be used for Gigantic Castle.
Another super rare. Unfortunately, it's not a good one because we don't have Noble Knights, but Excalibur's a sick card nonetheless. The hits just keep coming though. Secret Rare Shadow Vampire. I think our Vampire package is actually not looking terrible. We have this, we have the Ultra Rare. I think we've actually pulled a couple copies of Grace as well. I think she's either a common or a rare. I'm gonna have to look into that, especially because we have the field spell to boost these guys. That could be a strategy.
Pack number 15, we've got another Swords at Dawn. I cannot stop pulling this card. Pack 16, there's our first Ronin Raccoon Sandayu. You love to see it. And also, I think, our first Ghost Trick Jiangshi. We definitely need as many of these as possible. All right, we have about a third of our packs left. I'd love to see another Pum Princess and a single Mythic Wood Dragon. Celestial Wolf Blue Cyrus. And not a Wood Dragon. Dragon Shield is great to see, though. Pack number 18. There we go. A Mythic Tree Dragon and a third Intrigue Shield. Okay, that's pretty good to see. I'd love to see another Mythic Tree Dragon and then be done with it. Also, still haven't seen the second Pum Princess. And another Bujingi Crow. We are full up on crows and full up on specters. Pack 20, we have another Swords at Dawn. How many of this card have I gotten so far? This card is also, I think, totally unusable? Not looking great.
Oh my god, and the hits keep coming. There's Crimson Knight Vampire Bram. I'm not even sure how easily we can summon this, honestly, because it is a rank 5. But I think we have to look out for ways, because this is actually like a very strong card, not even just in sealed, like in general. And speaking of which, we have a ton of Ghost Tricks to look at as well. I think this is going to be interesting. Unfortunately, a second copy of Excalibur, and I wish it was like a useful holo, but I guess we'll take it.
Pack number 21, another Vivid Knight is interesting, although that's the second Vivid Knight we've seen, so I'm probably not going to end up playing them. Pack number 22, another Mythic Tree Dragon is great. We will take those. Pack 23, there's a Kidmodo Dragon. Fascinating one. But we also, again, we have not seen a second copy of Pum Princess. We're going to be in a lot of trouble if Alex gets 3 of those and we get 1. Pack number 24, Dragard. Dragard, a super rare Dragard, and still no Pum Princess. We might be in a little bit of trouble, folks.
Only a few packs left of Shadow Specters. Our Vampire package is looking spectacular, but it depends if it's good enough to play over Ghost Tricks, I guess. And there's like some other stuff we could mess around with too. Let's see what we get in our last few packs. I swear this is like my 6th copy of Burst Rebirth. This has been ridiculous. This is a good card though, don't get me wrong. I'm happy to have it, but 2,000 life points in sealed might be a bit much. Gin Buster is actually not terrible. Oh, needs darks. I was about to say, because we have the Baby Raccoon engine, but those are Earths. I guess if we're playing Ghost Tricks, this may still be a possibility. We've got room in the extra deck, so we'll just have to see. Let's see what we're building. We've got some interesting stuff to look at.
I have no idea how to play this set. This is a really interesting set in that there's nothing really good to be doing with your time, short of summoning, you know, one of the best Xyz monsters ever released, but there's also a lot that's okay, and determining what the okay cards are that you want to run is the real trick of the trade, and I'm not really sure what that is, especially for me. Normally you would want to put together something consistent, but the main consistency tool in this set is Ghost Trick Jiangshi, a card I pulled 1 of. So I have to go after my more high-rolly strategies. I love summoning Felgrand, so I went all in on that. We've got the double Mythic Tree Dragon and Mythic Water Dragon to make Felgrand. I've got a full Ghost Trick lineup just because Ghost Trick Scare is an incredible card, and Ghost Trick Mansion can kind of defend defend your guys while you are waiting to do things with it, and then you can knock it out with your Vampire Kingdom to make sure it doesn't cause you any problems. Speaking of Vampire Kingdom, that plays very well with Vampire Grace. This is one of the few outs that we have to Pum Princess, of which we only pulled one. We want to have Vampire Grace as an available out to some cards that can be problems, like Ghost Trick Yuki-Onna. Lastly, I also have Genomics Fighter, a tuner that can either be a 6 or a 3, both of which are great for going into the Celestial Wolf Lord Blue Sirius and a Gigantic Castle that we have in the extra deck. And the side deck is, as always, about modulating in between funny strategies. The main tech that I'm running in the main deck is Battle and Boxer, Rabbit Puncher. This is Watmole, and I will always run Watmole. Let's see what Alex brought.
Yep. This is Shadow Specters. I don't really know what to expect from this, where you've got a weird Ghost Trick vampire deck, I guess, and anything's possible this episode, so let's do the card by card. I guess first up, we do have the White Dragon and Black Dragon, Wide Reverser and Collapse Serpent, respectively. These are decent cards, and what's nice is that these actually act as like decent tribute fodder that then replace themselves, so I'm actually happy to have these. These are pretty good. Then we have an entire lineup of Ghost Tricks, if you will. We only pulled 2 Jiangshi, otherwise I'd play 3 of this because this is like one of the best ones. Specter's pretty good. Stein's like okay. Witch is fine, and like Yuki-Onna is fine. Like all of these are like okay. The whole purpose of these is because they actually sort of act as removal. Jiangshi's just like a wall. Specter gets us cards and helps us not die. Stein can be big because we're playing like Vampire Kingdom, and that's kind of relevant. Witch and Yuki-Onna are sort of like removal because we don't have a ton of that. Witch can flip stuff face down, and Yuki-Onna keeps stuff face down after it already, dies. So it like kind of works. It sort of just depends the way things go. I need some more lights for the Collapse Serpent, so I do have Night Day Greffer in here. And then we're playing what might be one of the craziest cards for sealed, Pum Princess, the Princess of Ghost. Now you might be thinking, there's no way this card is good. So if this face-up card is destroyed while in a monster zone, you can place it face-up in your spell and trap as a continuous spell. While this card is treated as a continuous spell card by this effect, during each player's standby phase, place a pumpkin counter on this card. All monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack and defense for each pumpkin counter on this card. This is a permanent stat reduction for every single monster our opponent controls on the field that keeps increasing as the turns of the game progress. So if we see this turn 1, this might be one of the most devastating turn 1 plays that we can actually set out. And imagine if we get like 2 of these active. Robert's cards are going to have 0 attack and defense, and that means we can just hit over everything. So that's going to be nuts. Then we have some vampires. So we have Shadow Vampire, Vampire Duke, Vampire Grace, and Vampire Sorcerer to go with our 3 copies of Vampire Kingdom. Shadow Vampire's sick because this allows us to summon Vampire Duke from the deck, and we can immediately go into Bram, which might be unkillable as far as I'm aware. This is going to be very hard for Robert to out, but I guess we'll have to see. We're also playing 3 Skelosaurus because it is a zombie, and with Vampire Kingdom, this goes up to 22 when it's in combat, so that's pretty nice. And hopefully that's just good to get over like most large things. So that's it for the monsters. The spells, we're playing 1 Ghost Trick Mansion and 3 Kingdom. Kingdom's actually removal, which is why we're playing a few vampires as opposed to just 1. This card, as long as a card is sent from our opponent's deck to the graveyard, we get to pop a card on the field, which is kind of insane. So it just really depends on if we're actually able to like resolve those effects. Grace has that effect. Vampire has that. Vampire I don't think has it. I think Duke has that effect. So that's kind of important. And then Sorcerer's nice because we can like summon these guys out for 1 less tribute. So that's pretty good. And then the traps, Burst Rebirth is Monster Reborn. So that's kind of good. It comes at the cost of 2,000 life points, but fire this in the end phase, and then we just basically get a big guy back on the field. And Ghost Trick Scare is removal, kind of. It's like Book of Moon in like a really bad way if you play Ghost Tricks, but for sealed, that's probably good enough. The extra deck's kind of a bunch of nonsense. I don't really expect us to make really anything in here except for like Alucard and Bram. I mean, there is a chance we could make, maybe Jin Buster. We are playing some level 2 darks like Yuki-Onna and Witch, but I guess we'll have to see. The side deck, I'm playing 3 Archfiend Giant in case I need like just bigger guys in case like this card becomes a problem. I'm playing the Raccoon package because we did pull a copy of Sandayu, but Sandayu by itself isn't very good. So I feel like if I pulled more of this, I'd probably be more all in on this strategy. Battle and Boxer Rabbit Puncher is just like a way to get rid of defenders, which is quite good. Another Mansion in case I figure this is good. And Intrigue Shield is intriguing, but what's not intriguing is that there's so many things that flip things face down that Intrigue Shield will just go to the graveyard. I think if it weren't for that, this card would be quite good, but we'll have to see. I can't wait to see what RJ brought to the table. So ladies and gentlemen, let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to duel. Oh boy, RJ, I don't know how I feel about this episode. Ghost tricks, not exactly the most exciting gameplay for a lot of people, depending on your perspective. Some people might love it, but I think the majority of people find it a bit too slow for their liking, and which may make for a bit of a longer episode. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling all right. Deck building for this episode was really interesting. I said this in my deck profile. It feels like there's nothing good in the set, but there's a lot of okay in the set, and parsing out which okay you want to go with is the real trick when it comes to our deck building today.
I think that's a good assessment. Like, there's, I don't know. I guess we'll just see how it plays out in the end. That's sort of how I feel about it too. But when everything's low power, it sort of balances out in a funny way. And maybe it'll be more interesting than we think when we play it out. There is some fun stuff in here, I will say that.
Oh, for sure.
Shout out the patrons, Cody and Kaya. Thank you for the support. Hopefully I didn't butcher either of your names. And let's see if we can butcher RJ here with our scissors.
This is what I get for using a die.
Alrighty, I will go ahead and take first. And let's see what you got, buddy.
That's an 11-card extra deck. Alex, what did you pull?
Trust me, there are many cards in there that are not playable, I can assure you. We are still drawing for turn. We're not at Duel Alliance.
Correct.
So I will go ahead and do that. Main phase 1, not like the craziest start. I'll just go set 1, 2, 3, 4. Over to you.
That's a lot of stuff that you've just set. But Alex, there's a world where it doesn't even matter.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God. So there's a card that makes going for any real play just unbelievably awful.
Uh-huh. And what card is that? Just out of curiosity.
Ghost Trick Yuki Onna. If you commit anything to the board, we'll just murder whatever it is that you've committed here. I don't like that. I don't really have a way to test for it either. Nah, I'm gonna go for it. No guts, no glory, all normal summon Mythic Tree Dragon.
Shut up.
And because I control an Earth Dragon monster, I could special summon Mythic Water Dragon.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on. I need to consider my options now. Okay. What rank 8 in Shadow Specters could you possibly be?
I don't know.
How do you do it? Can I just say, how do you do it? First Tachyon Dragon, and now you're going to drop Felgrand?
I don't know what you're talking about, Alex.
Yeah, I know. Why else would you play these nonsense
You know what it is, Alex? I'm a believer in ghost rares, and you're a hater.
You know what? Maybe that's it. I think I would actually believe that. Okay. Thankfully, I have an out to this. It's not like a clean out. I am going to scare you.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. What do you have?
So I have Ghost Trick Witch.
Okay, that's not a terrible one.
I will set your... do I set the Mythic Tree? If you have another Water Dragon, this is actually a disaster for me, so I will set the Mythic Tree.
Okay.
Yes, that is the correct card.
Well, there's my tree. Just gonna set a back row and pass, I guess. That was a very anticlimactic ending to that.
I have to clear this now is the problem, unfortunately. So, okay. I'm going to normal summon Night Day Greffa.
Ooh, okay, that does it.
Okay, we'll go to battle. We will take this out.
Okay. It is...
The problem...
Shocker, a Mythic Tree Dragon.
The problem is that Mythic Water Dragon actually has defense, and that's going to be just...
booty.
It's 2K. For this set, 2K is actually kind of big. I'm not going to lie. So we'll go second main. There's really no point for me to Book of Moon your Water Dragon. You can just flip it back up, I guess. All right, I'll try it. I'll try booking.
Okay. That's fine.
I think that actually does accomplish one thing, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I will then activate Witch, and then probably put it back down. Yeah, we'll put Witch back down.
Okay.
And I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay, draw for turn. God, that's so bad in my hand. God, over under that's just 2 more copies of Scare.
Well, fortunately, you have the mythic water dragon defending.
That's true. It really does not make a huge difference if it is. I'll pass and see what you got.
I'll draw.
Big thing I'd be worried about is a 2-card combo.
I will set another.
You sure you don't want to flip that way?
I'm sure. Okay. I will pass.
All right. I'll draw for turn. Oh, that's so funny. Is there a way? There is a way. God, my hand is so bad. I'm so fucked.
Not if I can't clear mythic water
that's what I'm depending on, let me tell you.
Okay. I can now clear mythic water dragon. The problem has been solved. I will flip summon Ghost Trick Witch.
Yes.
Because I control a Ghost Trick monster, I will normal summon Ghost Trick Stein.
You do not have Alucard.
I will activate Vampire Kingdom.
Oh no, it's a 21.
And if you want to check for me the type on Ghost Trick Stein, sir, you'll notice that it is a zombie. We're really desperate for cards out here.
Oh no.
So we will, do we just get in with everything? Yeah, screw it. Yuki Onna, too. Let's go for it.
Well, now I know
here.
she's there, at least. Goodbye, Mythic Water Dragon.
All right, let's get in for 1,000, 12, and 17. Unfortunately, none of the rest of these are zombies.
All right.
Okay, we'll go second main. We will fire the Witch and the Yuki Onna, and we will set them.
Okay.
Doesn't do a lot of good because you know about them. And, yeah, I think we're chilling. Go ahead, buddy.
All right, draw for turn. Oh, that is the worst draw in my deck.
It doesn't seem like you're having fun.
I'm not doing well. I bricked to high heavens this game. God, I have to do this. This is really bad. I'm going to set a monster and pass the turn.
All right, I'll draw. It doesn't do what I want to do. Okay. So let me do some math. So with Yuki Onna and with Witch, I have 17, 29, 3,900. I am 200 off from killing you. I'm assuming the Stein's going to get through because 21 I think can hit over mostly anything. So I think we just go for it. We'll flip Witch. Flip Yuki Onna. I'll just go for another Witch since I have Ghost Tricks out, and we'll just try to go for it. Okay.
All right. I think we put the Stein face down here, probably.
Is that your pick?
There's nothing on the board that says that Stein can't be targeted, right?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, Stein is my pick.
Sure. So then we'll go in with Onna.
Yeah.
And then we'll go 12, 12, 17. Which conveniently is 4,100, so you're still dead.
Oh. Well, you know. There was no way. That did not go great. I will not lie to you. That did not go great.
You're going to have to tell me what your hand was after this is
I will tell you. I will tell you because you'll know exactly why things lined up the way that they did. I'll go first.
Triple Mythic Water Dragon incoming. All right, let's see what you got.
You're not far off. Oh, it's getting even better. Look at that. All right, draw for turn. I've honestly seen worse. It's not great. But we can get things started, probably. God, I really don't want to use that yet. I'm going to set a back row and pass the turn back to you. What are you going to do? OTK me with ghost tricks? You're
not wrong. You are not wrong. I won't be doing much with ghost tricks. Instead, I'm going to do something else. I'm just going to T-set and pass. This may shock you.
Something very different from ghost tricks, yes. Interesting. That's a strange one. God, I do not like this. God, I feel like this is just a waste of my current resources. But my hand doesn't do anything otherwise.
That should be the tagline for this set.
My hand doesn't do anything. All right. I'm going to set a back row and pass. I have things that I can do in the future, but they're not what I want to do right now.
Okay. I think I'm going to, and this may shock you, I'm going to set a monster.
Okay, all right.
Pass.
Draw for turn. Oh, buddy, you're fucked. I'm going to normal summon the easy out to your set monsters, Battling
Not the
Boxer Rabbit Puncher.
No!
If there's ever a Watt Mole in the set, I will find it and I
agree.
will play it. Let's attack into your new set.
It is Yuki Onna. So, unfortunately, this was not killed by battle because
Hell
your
yeah.
Rabbit Puncher kills it before then. So, all right.
Rabbit Puncher,
I got wrecked.
unbeatable.
Yep.
Pass turn. That was my exciting turn. Right.
Your
there.
turn may have been exciting. I think mine's going to be a little bit better.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to start by banishing Yuki Onna for White Dragon Wyver Burster.
Oh, no.
I am going to sacrifice the Wyver Burster for Shadow Vampire.
No way!
Weren't you wondering why I was running Vampire Kingdom, RJ? This is why the worst of your nightmares has come to fruition. I will use my Shadow Vampire, if you'll allow it, to special summon a Dark Vampire monster from my hand or deck.
You... I forgot that you could summon multiples with this card.
Is that fine?
Yeah.
Oh, you know you're fucked because the Duke is on the move, RJ.
Oh, no, you got the Duke!
Is here.
Oh, no.
So now when my Duke is summoned, special summoned specifically, I can declare a card type for you to send to your graveyard. So I guess I'll go ahead and do that. Why not?
Okay, what do you want to send?
I will set. What am I most concerned with at this point? You're going to have a million monsters, so I don't want to send a monster. I guess I'll send a trap card to your graveyard. Those could be
That's
somewhat
probably the
problematic.
best choice.
Yeah.
I think I need to send a copy of Intrigue Shield here.
Okay. Figured you might have this. That's totally fine. Let's go ahead and go to battle here, and let's send our Duke into your Rabbit Puncher.
Well, I guess I will... Oh, monsters can't attack except that one, you say.
Correct. It is this turn. This turn.
This turn, you say. I'm going to Intrigue Shield my Rabbit Puncher here.
I thought you might do that. That's totally fine. So you'll take no damage from that. That's okay. And RJ, you thought this was the least of your worries? You thought
do not
this
have
was the
Bram.
least of your worries?
You do
Behold,
not have
Crimson
Bram.
Knight Vampire Bram!
Oh my god.
Good luck, sir. I don't even know if you can beat this card, to be perfectly honest with you.
All right. Draw for turn.
If you'll allow me, I forgot to get my Black Dragon Collapse Serpent off my Wyvern Burster.
You tributed it, and I think that... Oh, if it's sent
It's
to
an
the
if.
field to the graveyard. Yep,
Yes.
okay.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
I forgot that you
Continue.
can fucking link that dude off, and he's fine.
There's a reason
Card's
these cards
so
are at
stupid.
1. There's a reason these cards are at 1.
Okay.
Yes.
God, what do I do against this? So I have, like, nominally an out. And it's, like, a pretty okay one, I think. TBH.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, this is a pretty okay out. I'm going to start by going to battle phase and getting my Rabbit Puncher in.
So this is where I fucked up. I should have flipped this up. It is Pump Princess, the princess.
Oh, hell yes!
I forgot this has to be face up in order to have its effect activated. So that was where I fucked up, but that's okay. I will let it go. That could matter significantly as well.
Okay. Main phase 2. Let me just make sure this works the way I want it to. Yeah. Main phase 2, I am going to tribute off my Rabbit Puncher to
Okay.
normal summon a Vampire Grace.
Oh, okay. On some vampires of your own, I see.
I am, and then I'll activate a Vampire Kingdom.
Okay.
And I'll use Grace's effect, and I will also declare traps.
Sure. And then your kingdom will trigger here.
That is correct.
We'll send ourselves a scare off to the graveyard here.
I'll Kingdom target Bram, and
Okay.
then I will send away another copy of Grace.
Sure.
And that's my move.
Okay. I will think here. This is weird. Vampire Kingdom is reciprocal. critical.
But the destruction effect, I believe, is only one-sided.
Yes.
Because it's your opponent's deck.
It says your opponent, I believe. I mean, who would be crazy enough to play the Vampire Mirror match?
Yeah, I think it works the same way that Diffusion does, that because it says your, it has to be the controller of the card. Oh, I can think of a trap card you could have in your back.
Yeah, it's Burst Rebirth, buddy.
Oh, that is so phenomenally bad for me.
We'll bring back Duke.
That is not what I thought you were going to do. Okay.
We've got Duke's effect, so we can... Vampire Kingdom's only once per turn.
Does Vampire Duke trigger if it's in face-down defense position?
Oh, it's set. That's right. It's not face. For some reason, I'm like, I just put it in defense. I forgot to set it. My bad. Okay, it doesn't do anything. I'll draw. Standby phase. I will trigger Bram.
Okay.
He comes back in defense, unfortunately. That is a problem. But
correct.
No longer has his effect, which is pretty decent. Okay. We'll go main phase 1 here. We'll flip up the Duke.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, right. And what else can we get cooking over here? What's the set? Could be Scare. I saw that out of you. You're 2 Intrigue Shields down. It could still be the 3rd. That's not, like, unrealistic to happen. We'll try it. We'll banish White Dragon for Black Dragon.
Makes sense.
Honestly, I kind of feel like just going crazy here. So you know what? Let's have some fun. I'll banish Pump Princess for White Dragon.
Oh. Okay.
Well, normal Pump Princess.
That's a lot happening right now.
Yeah. I'm going to go to battle. We're going to try Duke into Grace.
That makes sense.
Okay, so we crash. And then we'll go 14, because she is a zombie.
That's hilarious.
17, 18.
All right.
And just try to get a bit of a clock on you here. I'll pass it over.
All right, draw for turn. So interestingly, I am required to attack the Bram this turn by the laws of I will die if I don't.
I mean, fortunately, I can't special summon your Grace from the graveyard. That would be...
I would be in a lot of trouble if that happened. Yeah, it's really funny, but I am required by law to attack that Bram every turn. So we're unfortunately not summoning the Grace. We are banishing her for a Wyver Burster.
Sure.
And I will attack into Bram.
He's gone.
Main phase 2, I am going to set a monster and pass the turn.
Okay. Standby. Bram comes back.
Yep.
Great sealed card, gotta say.
Very good sealed card.
Main 1. So what do we got here? I can hit over your Wyver Burster with my Collapse Serpent. The question then becomes, can I actually hit over your set monster? Currently, with everything on the field, I want to say the likelihood of that happening is no, until I summon this Vampire Sorcerer, and I think we might be able to get there. So we'll go Wyver. We'll Collapse Serpent over Wyver Burster.
I will Scare here.
Okay.
And I will flip Wyver Burster.
You mean Collapse Serpent?
The Collapse Serpent, yeah.
Sure.
The one I am targeting. Yeah, okay.
That's fine. We will now go... This does buy you a turn. We'll still go Sorcerer over.
Okay. I will take the...
3
here.
Yep, buffed by the Vampire Kingdom. We'll go Pump Princess into Specter, and then we'll go 17 Direct.
17 Direct.
Over to you.
All right, draw for turn. I don't think that saves me. Yeah, you got it.
Wow. Oh, my God. This set rocks.
My deck
this was
did
cool.
not perform at all. So game 1, I opened Vampire Grace, Vampire Kingdom, Mythic Water Dragon, Mythic Tree, and then drew into Mythic Water, and then drew into a Wyver Burster that I couldn't summon because a Dark had not gotten into rotation.
Excellent. We can try for the game 3 quickly.
Scare Specter. What's that?
We can try for the game 3.
Yeah, let's try for the game.
Oh, man.
This is gonna work eventually.
Okay. I mean, if you summon Felgrand, I'm kind of screwed, right? I don't know how I'm outing that.
Felgrand is not a terrible. Wow, if I had drawn like this at all during the rest of the match, I would have been
Tree
in
water.
such good
Let's see
shape.
it. Tree water. Come on. Oh.
I am going to set 2 and pass.
Okay. I mean, that's fine too. We'll go draw standby main. We'll play a bit fast and loose. I'll just set 1 and pass.
Oh, buddy, you messed up. It's Battling Boxer Rabbit Puncher.
Apparently I did.
Let's go.
Got the Jiangshi. I have these in the sideboard.
Hell
I think
yeah.
it's a good call.
Pass the turn.
Draw standby main. What happens here? There's a world where you just scare me, which kind of sucks, I guess. Yeah. Let's, I guess, try it. I'll go Wyver Burster.
Okay.
And let's go for battle. I'll try to hit over. I figured. Okay.
I'll flip up a Jiangshi just to sweeten the pot.
Sure.
And we will use Jiangshi.
Go for it.
What am I going to get off of Jiangshi?
Well, I think you have 1 target, so. Unless you pulled something that is not a common, I think you only have 1 option. Yeah, I figured. Okay.
All right.
We'll go second main. As much as I would like to set more cards, I don't really want to send them to their doom, so I think I will just pass the turn.
All right, I'll draw for turn. This is pretty solid as draws go. I am going to normal summon a copy of Ghost Trick Stein.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I'll put Jiangshi forward, and I will attack in with Rabbit Puncher.
Sure.
You'll get your search.
We'll trigger that. Yep, we won't forget that like in game 2. Where is my Collapse Serpent? On the top of my deck, typical. And then I'll take 4 and 16, so 2,000.
4 and 16, and I will trigger Stein.
You will.
And I will add from my deck to my hand. This one's going to shock you, Alex. I'm gonna add
Never would have guessed. Never would have guessed.
Main phase 2, I think. Yeah, I think we just used Jiangshi here. You've got a lot of pretty decent cards in your deck as far as. Yeah, we'll use both.
Yep. You've got me on a pretty good lock here with Scare.
I do. I'll set a mysterious back row that could be literally anything and pass to you.
Yeah, that's the only scary part, is that there's a lot you can do here. Okay. Can I break this lock? I don't think I can. I think I honestly have to just keep trying. So,
okay.
I got the Collapse Serpent.
I mean, this does eat up my scares faster than I can eat up your dragons.
Sure, but
so
I mean,
it is understandable that you're doing that. Yeah, I mean, we keep up the pressure, I think. I'll scare here.
Sure.
I'll flip up Jiangshi.
Yep.
And now I can get a 2 from my
you
deck.
can. That actually lets you add quite a bit more, actually.
Yes, it does. I will use that to add a Yuki.
Sure. We'll go second main. I guess I should have set something so that I just didn't take a hit from Stein. So there is that. Let's see. Set 1, and I will pass the turn.
Okay. I will draw for turn. That's such a funny draw under these circumstances. All right. I will put my guys forward.
Sure.
And you better believe we're summoning a second Rabbit Puncher.
Oh my god.
This is the worst clock anybody's ever put someone on,
Okay.
but it is a clock nonetheless.
Trigger Collapse Serpent, get a Wyver Burster.
Yep, and then I'll attack into whatever you got.
So it's Yuki Onna, which does not trigger, but I do have Specter. So I can trigger that in this instance. Goes face down, and then I get to draw a card.
Okay, and then I will attack Spectre with Jiangshi.
Yes.
And then I will attack directly with Stein.
16.
And then I will grab something from my deck. The answer will shock you.
Yeah, never would have seen that coming.
Main phase 2, I'll set my guys, set a back row, and pass it to you.
In retrospect, I probably could have stopped this from happening, but unfortunately, here we are. Okay, main phase 1. We're doing the thing.
What? No.
Never. So we'll bring him out. Then I guess let's just do it again. I can't do anything else.
Do I just do it again? Yeah, it's time for Ghost Trick Scare.
Oh, never would have seen that coming.
All right. And I am going to use Jiangxi.
Yep.
I'll grab a second Yukiona.
Sure. Okay. Main 2, I do have something I'm going to do a little bit differently this time.
Okay.
Vampire Kingdom.
Okay.
Sacrifice Wyverburster for Vampire Grace.
Ooh, okay. This does out a good portion of my board.
Yeah. It's not like it's fine. It's not like the best, but we will use Grace's effect. I will have you send. Well, you're out of scares, so honestly, I don't even know if you have any traps left in your deck. Oh no, you have the intrigue shields. Yeah, send a trap.
Okay. I will send away. Yeah, I'll send away the intrigue shield.
Okay, so that'll trigger the kingdom now.
Yes.
Jeez, I don't even know what I get rid of here. Grace is just kind of big, so she's chilling. I suppose Jiangxi is like your advantage engine, although you've kind of like grabbed everything you need at this point. Stein is also kind of big too. I do need to consider that. Oh, and I do need to send for this kingdom. I guess I shouldn't forget that.
Yes,
I will send a Grace. Shocker. I suppose I will take out Stein. Yeah, I'll take out the Stein.
Okay. You fool!
The Spectre appears! I always love Spectre's face. It's so funny.
Spectre's face is one of my favorite things in all of Yu-Gi-Oh!
And I'll pass.
All right, draw for turn. There's no way for me to do that this turn. Okay.
You have too many monsters on the field? Oh, no. You can't summon Felgrand.
I don't know what you're talking about,
You can't summon Felgrand. Oh, no. You could. You just have to crash your guys.
But why would I do that when I could tribute summon a Grace of my
That's
own?
True. You could just do that. That's a lot easier.
And then I will banish the Spectre, if Dueling Book will allow. Close enough. I will banish Spectre to summon a Wyverburster.
Sure.
And then I will put Jiangxi forward. It was at that point that I noticed that Jiangxi is a zombie-type monster. Yep. And we will go to battle.
All right.
I will crash our Graces.
I think I'm dead here. Am I 16? No, just barely. Yeah, these crash. Then I take...
You're in the game.
9, 16 from the 2 punchers, and then 17. Just barely.
You have 200 left.
Barely.
Main phase 2, we'll set the Jiangxi.
Sure.
Your go!
I mean, there's a chance. It's just not very likely. Okay. Main phase 1. Yeah, it's not clean, but I don't think there's really much else I can do. So, I guess I'll go for it. We'll bring out Wyverburster.
Mm-hmm.
We'll sack Wyverburster for Duke.
The Duke is, as they say, on the
Unfortunately, the Duke doesn't do anything when he's just hard normal summon. I guess I can just... Oh, wait, I can special summon Grace. Wait, this is crazy. This thing has an effect. Okay, sure. We'll bring Grace back. It comes in defense, which kind of sucks, but it gives me a wall, I guess.
But you can still use its effect, I think.
Yeah, I guess it's not the gate. Okay, no, never mind. This is actually pretty good then. I take that back.
This is a pretty good move, yeah.
Now that I know Duke has an effect, this is fine. Okay, we will declare Grace.
Mm-hmm.
We will have you send another trap to your graveyard. We'll get rid of all your intrigue shields.
Yeah.
Then we will trigger Kingdom. I will pitch a... Get rid of Sorcerer.
Oh,
and
that's pretty good.
We'll pop... I guess we can pop anything here. I guess we'll pop Jiangxi just so you don't get the effect if I attack over it.
Ah, you fool!
The Spectre appears!
Wait, that's a terrible move.
Okay. Then, I guess I'll bring out Collapse Serpent too, since I've got a couple of these guys chilling. I didn't forget anything. Never mind. We'll go to battle. Let's see. I guess I could take out your Wyber Burster, but then you just get a Collapse Serpent, so we're kind of just back in the same situation anyway. The only advantage to that is... No, you'd still get something to search regardless, so it actually doesn't matter. Okay, we will just go Collapse Serpent into... We'll just take out both of the Rabbit Punchers.
Okay, I'll take 22, 27. Here.
Take 12, and then... Yes. Or 17 and then 1,000. Yep.
Yeah.
Second main. Yeah, I normaled the Duke, so I guess we're done. Go ahead.
You fool. You absolute
Do
buffoon.
the thing. Do the thing.
You rube. I'll normal summon Mythic Tree Dragon and special summon Mythic Water Dragon. I will overlay the two for yet another unbeatable rank 8 monster, Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand. And you have left a monster on the board with less than 2,600 attack, and I will attack into it.
I'm glad you got to do it. I will say. I'm glad you got to do it.
I am also glad that I got to do it.
I could have done that play with Vampire Kingdom and Grace a turn earlier, but I guess I just figured that it didn't really like get me anywhere, so I didn't really like see much of a point. I also, if I would have sent Sorcerer before sending that extra copy of Grace, I could have just like normaled the Duke and actually had the Wyber Burster as well. You still would have Felgranded me. The game would have been over, but it's just a slight thing I noticed after the fact. Like, oh, when I have all these high rarity vampire cards, this deck's kind of crazy. So I ended up...
Well, this was... this was more interesting than I expected.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you. I ended up pulling like a decent vampire core, and it actually like got to pay off in pretty considerable ways. So I'm not really going to complain too much. What about you? What about any you got the Felgrand? I mean,
I got Felgrand. Yeah, you didn't really get to see the interesting parts of my pulls besides the singular Felgrand. I also had Celestial Wolf Lord Blue Spirit.
I had this too.
And I had, it actually turns out that Genomics Fighter is really good as a tuner for exactly this and Gigantic Castle because it's either a 6 or a 3.
That's sick. That's cool.
Which is pretty cool, but I never got to summon it. That was the extent of things. That's pretty much what I got that was usable or interesting.
Yeah, my vampire stuff was crazy. I got Sorcerer, which is an ultra, Vampire, which is a secret. The Duke is a rare, but obviously that's not guaranteed. So that just gave me like, and then the Bram obviously is ultra. I also got Alucard. I just never was able to summon it.
Oh, you did have Alucard. I did have Alucard. Excellent.
Yeah, so it was cool. But I got the Sirius as well, and then everything else is kind of just like whatever. I got like Gin Buster. I had Sandayu if I wanted to try the baby raccoons, but I only pulled one of it, so I'm like, that's not really like a good enough payoff. Is only one of this card, especially because we don't have like the rest of the support surrounding it. So. Yeah, I just figured we'd try for it. And I got triple Burst Rebirth, which is basically just Monster Reborn for 2,000 life points. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. That seems pretty good. Yeah,
that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, this set I wouldn't say was like super interesting gameplay-wise, but we do have somewhat different strategies. I went for something that was guaranteed to be a little bit bricky, but I didn't have much in the way of resource engines to work with. So I was like, might as well go all in.
So guys, that's going to wrap it up for another video. I really hope you all enjoyed. Let's go ahead and shout out the patrons for all of their continued support. So shout out to Shadow1317, Tim00x3, Moto, MBT Playing the Dolce, Cameron Smith, Pony Stark, Part 2, The Synchro Guy, Dan Manhoben, Phoenix the Immortal, Dixon Yamada, Draconic, Jordan Coons, Iron Bladesman, Jesse Wood, Chris Hood, Valen Jackson, Little Fadeleaf, Dylan Hunter, Cody Brett's Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Carlos DT, Flannel Daddy, Hornet, and Taisho. Thanks for the sleeves, Dad. Max, Matthew Brady, Twinkle Muncher, Dalton, Luabon, Yodabon. I've tried reading cards before. It was horrible, and my guinea pigs had to give me therapy. Helios515, Simos Chaos Cooking Draft, Cheeks McLafferty, Stolfin Amethyst, Nim Noodle, Malabranch of the Burning Tunnels, Wonder Waffle, MBT canceled by all community soon, canceled by all committee soon, canceled by all players soon, Sakura-san, Shrugzix, the Crystal Beast Enthusiast, ITF, Corvain, and True Dragon Gaming. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time.